Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Bactria. Back to Bactria. Really rhymes a little. Anyways, even though you may not see the name Bactria right now, but that will soon change because our long-lived ruler, who was originally, the daughter of the emperor, who was born and raised in Cordoba, Spain, and then she was sent to govern the newly created Crusader kingdom of Sind when she was 19 years old. And many years later, she has expanded into the regions of Punjab, Kabulistan, Transoxiana, and Khorasan too. But now, at 78, her health is very poor, which means she could very well pass away this year, or if not, the next. But she has recently converted from Catholicism to Buddhism, particularly the Vajrayana sect of Buddhism, which I'll show you in a moment of what that is exactly. And even just recently, we enacted a decision where where we where is it? Yes, some other married children. I think it has something to do with our dynasty. There it is, Ardent Dynasty. Which we had that for a while. This one, there it is. Dynasty of Many Crowns in the previous episode. Which plus 2 stewardship, 20 plus monthly prestige, plus 5 direct vassal opinion, and plus 10 levy size. As you know, look at the houses. Aldarid, which is a cadet branch of the original Visigothic dynasty, which is still continued to be run by the De Benevente, who's currently run by my nephew, which he is the culture head of the Astur-Leonese culture. And this one is also a cadet branch. So now the dynasty has 2 empires. And very soon there's going to be a third one here. Oh, and also another cadet branch. This is our original dynasty. We are descendants of the Visigoths, and nobody dreamed that the Visigoths would reach all the way to India, or at least a part of it. But it's entirely possible we may or may not expand upon that region, based on the circumstances, of course. And now, it's time for me to perform my last acts. As we know that this is an empire-sized kingdom, we declare ourselves to be a Bactrian empire. Which, as I have to remind you people once again, all I have to do now is to move the capital in the region, particularly at Balkh, where the name came from. And also we just earned a big pile of money during the last crusade for Buryatia. Yes, Buryatia. That far away. Oh, good, we can upgrade that. Because mind you, we've picked up hoardings, in which I want Balkh to be well fortified, because this is a very important land to me. And in 4 years' time, we will have trebuchets, even though we're well behind the times. Both the Afghans, that is. And we want to get into late medieval as soon as possible. So after trebuchet, just pick any of them that is the closest to completion. And I don't want to go back to Astur-Leonese because I have no control of what the culture has says, whereas I do for the Afghans. So that's when we not only declared ourselves to be Afghans, or as Aldara would call herself, Bactrian, as well as the rest of her Aldarid dynasty, Aldarid house. We will be Afghans for the rest of this playthrough, but we will never forget our Visigothic and Astur-Leonese heritage. We will never forget. Now, upgrade that. It's a well-fortified place, well then, let's make it even more fortified. The concentric castle is surrounded by 2 or more walls, the inner one higher than the outer one. It'll take 3 years, but it'll cost a lot, but it'll be worth it. And I'm sure we'll increase the development of this area one day. And since we've recently converted to Buddhism, this is our new Raj Purohit. She's a content gentlewoman, which unfortunately she's a bit wrathful, but her learning skill was average. Need to convert the faith here. Which, at least for once, since we're of this new faith with very high fervor, which it can almost never go down, almost, it'll be a lot easier to convert the people to the new faith, which some have already adopted, but the others are a bit slow on that. But that is our wish. And this would make, populist factions less encouraged to rise up against us with a new peaceful religion and the increase of our size of our military, which I think we should further spend on that. Matter of fact, create a new men at arms regiment. Due to the relevance of the region being half desert, I'm going to need some camels. Get up to at least 500. And I'm saving my money to go on this pilgrimage. And before I do, let me show you what is the Vajrayana sect of Buddhism. The tenets is esotericism, which children with a learning education focus may gain a wise man trait if they do well in their studies. Makes the following virtues: wise woman, mystic, and miracle worker, and more piety. Dharmic pacifism, which county conversion resistance 20%, which means if they try to convert our areas of our faith, they're going to have a bit of a hard time. We cannot do holy wars or raids anymore. But we do have higher opinion of other pacifists, such as other Buddhists or Jains, if any. It makes calm a virtue and wrathful a sin. And ritual hospitality. Rulers can host the other characters as honored guests, spending piety in exchange for increased opinion. Makes generous a virtue, makes callous a sin. So therefore, here's your new set of sins and virtues. Wrathful, impatient, deceitful, and callous. Notice that Aldara was known to be a sadist. She had a sadistic trait for the longest time, but it is not a sin here. That's right. Now for virtues, it's generous, calm, honest, and wise woman / wise man. Which means morally, she's a good being in the eyes of Buddhism. Sure, she has murdered a lot of, well, how many to be exact? Well, yes, I do have a strong hook on my son, which kind of makes me think, and knowing that I do hold strong hooks with the other children that has not converted to the Buddhism, so it's time for them to join up with this new faith. It's time for you to take refuge in the Buddha, take refuge in the Dhamma, take refuge in the Sangha. Those are the 3 jewels of Buddhism, which I still actually memorized that in my head in Sanskrit. I don't learn it myself. That was due to watching Indian media if it involved Buddhism, and I would hear that, Sanskrit chant of the 3 jewels of Buddhism. Although I wouldn't utter it here because I may or may not butcher it here for the purpose of this episode. Okay. Oh, and one more thing before we get on with the axe. We can do subjugation wars because of the Eastern faiths. So, remember that I said that I desire to run the Punjab? I guess we can do that now. I mean, our Afghan friends took Gandhara, and let's take Multan. We own a bit of Multan, this little pass here, but I'll take the rest. Even though they'll be serving under us, but they're Hindus, but we consider them astray, and they consider us astray, so do not worry. Due to my virtues, the Hindus and Jains look highly upon me, so we're no different. I mean, difference in tenets and purpose, yes, but in general, not really. We all come from the same origin, the Indian subcontinent. Whereas it seems the most dominant religion of India so far is Arya Buddhism. Hinduism once dominated, but that's been on decline. Matter of fact, you're right. Buddhism is beginning to dominate Indian affairs. And we're beginning to introduce that into Vaishnavite lands. So Hinduism and Jainism has been on a decline for some time, but there are a few Hindu holdouts. But that comes from independent Rajas. Petty kingdoms, if you will. Because, you know, a Raj is roughly a kingdom. So perhaps we should do a subjugation war right now. Take advantage while we can of a weakened force. Before I pass on. But I will not lead the troops. Because I'm going to go on a pilgrimage. Which starts right now. The holy places in our world that are closest to the samsara, to see them for myself, prove my dedication as a Vajrayana. It's time for me to set out on my journey to one of the holy places, but which one? They're all long pilgrimages. But if I remember correctly, due to my knowledge of Indian history, including Buddhism, it is here in Bodh Gaya is where the Buddha became first enlightened. Here in Sarnath is where he held his first sermon. By he, I'm talking about the Buddha himself. And this up here in Lumbini, isn't that where he was born? Like, what would be fitting for this long-lived female ruler who done a lot of great things to restore Bactrian Supremacy, which the empire title will be created officially by her successor. But she is the true founder of the Bactrian Empire. So let me do a bit of a reading real quick while I try to stall some time for you, knowing what a great woman has she been as you look at her right now on your screen, knowing that this may be the last time that we'll see her. Right, Gautama Buddha. Where he was born exactly? Was it in Lumbini, the holy site? Yes, he was born in Lumbini, Shakya Republic, according to Buddhist tradition, sometime between 563 BC or 480 BC. That's when he was born. So, what do you think is fitting? Go to the place where he was born? Go to where he first attained enlightenment? But I believe the place to hold the first sermon should go for my son. Because I want to go either of these two areas where the Buddha was either born or where he first attained enlightenment. So, of course, as per tradition here on the Lore Master channel, it's going to be decided by the coin toss. So, best 2 out of 3. It's what we do around here in the channel. I've been doing that since Oregon Trail. So, heads, Lumbini. Tails, Bodh Gaya. Best 2 out of 3. Flip. 1 for Lumbini. That's heads. Get over here. Get up. Lumbini it is. Let's head to the area where the Buddha was born. Gautama Buddha. Siddhartha Gautama. I believe that's his name. His full original name. Site at Lumbini. That'll cost you 600. Which currently this particular holy site is under the control of, I got for good, Shangzong, Tibetan group. Siddhartha Gautama, you got it right again, Lord Master. Although honestly, I know a bit more of some parts of Hinduism and Jainism more than Buddhism, but I just did it by memory. Except I had to look up the birthplace because I was just trying to be sure. While I go on a pilgrimage, you lot are going to go to war. Get the Punjab for us. Take the capital. Take it all. As I prepare for my journey, I know that I will travel safely under the protection of the Samsara. While I go with the enlightened, my realm must wait. However long I may be gone. I don't know if I will return back to Bactria safely. Either that or my travels towards the Nepalese lands. Because that's where Siddhartha Gautama was born. So it is time to depart. Still gathering. Alright. Split up into different army groups. Oh, and by the way, since we've read the virtues part, here's more of this faith. It's an equal doctrine, which means male preference equal and female preference succession laws. Both men and women can be commanders and knights. So it is foolish to deny skilled people the role of government purely because of their gender. We shall allow all who are able to govern our society. So now, which one would think the women of the realm are inspired by Aldara for her bravery, for gallantry and strategy? And so, we encourage women, regardless of faith and ethnicity, to take up arms to defend our empire from external and internal threats. We shall not allow anyone to destroy it from within. And unlike the Catholic faith, which was righteous, this one's pluralist. Adherents of other faiths will have an opinion penalties of 50%. The county conversion speed will be a little slower. Counties of other faiths are less likely to join factions. Reduced danger from heresies when low fervor, which Eastern religions do not have heresies. And winning a holy war will vassalize infidel rulers in the target area instead of seizing their land. We don't do holy wars around here. Our marriage type is consorts and concubines, so characters can only have one spouse. Rulers, if allowed by gender law, can have up to 3 concubines. Divorces are always allowed. No bastards. There's no such thing as a bastard. All children are equally legitimate. The consanguinity is cousin marriage, so marriage between cousins is allowed. Sexual relations between cousins will not give the incest secret. Okay? As for the crime doctrines, same-sex relations are accepted. So is deviancy. Male and female adultery are accepted, because there ain't nothing wrong about a man or a woman deciding to engage in intercourse outside of marriage. So the decision is him and hers alone. Witchcraft is also accepted, but the only thing that's criminal is dynastic kinslaying. Kinslayers of the trade of dynastic kinslayer or worse are criminals, so nobody likes kinslaying. And because of the equal doctrine, so is the clerical gender. Hence the reason why my court chaplain is a woman that you just noticed earlier. So anyone who's felt the call to divine should be able to serve as bhikkhus, no matter their gender. And the clerical function is different. It's alms and pacifications. Our bhikkhus are entrusted with ensuring that the poor and downtrodden have sufficient food and shelter that they cannot provide for themselves. So the main tax will be reduced a bit, but the popular opinion will be up for all the clergy. Clerical marriage is still not allowed, because, well, we know how the community works. That's for the monks and nuns, not the laymen and laywomen. And clerical appointment, spiritual for life, so it's the same as it was in Catholicism. And we have no head of faith. Doesn't need one. Alright. Oh yeah, we still have mercenaries. Forgot about that piece of business. You shall go over there and take the capital. Yes, there's two places you all have to take. Let's go marching troops while the queen is going on the foot. I'll wake to the noise of chaos in the camp. It only takes me a few moments to realize what is happening. We're under attack. Bandits are swarming our tents and wagons, while our guards do what they can to resist. I don't have the fighting skill like I used to. Well, if I do get wounded, I mean, again, I'm at the end of my life here, and my son is ready to rule. But knowing her, I think she would just fight one last time. Where is my sword? I will drive these dogs away. Bandits have fended off. She gained a sparring blade master. Deft in personal combat, Aldara knows which end to stick them with. Well, she still has some bit of fight in her left. Get up there. Chase him. I am finally here, body and soul, at the great temple of Lumbini. Is it Bine or Bine? Anyways, as the Bactria offers me blessings, I reflect on everything that had happened for the samsara to bring me here at this moment of time. I have walked the holy path, and because of my faith has the esotericism tenet, I may absorb the lessons, or will the knowledge still elude me? And I am now a wise woman at this late age, making me more pious. It's amazing how in Aldara's life this is her second pilgrimage. Her first one, she went to the holiest of holies in Jerusalem, and then she gone to the birthplace of the Buddha himself. Capture her. We got her. Sindh Punjab subjugation war complete. I will get the kingdom of Punjab, and they will be my vassals. But you still be happy with me because not only you're terrified of me, but also you are content. It's good to know. And we've inherited a war here. Big mistake. It's Bangladesh that wants a piece of it. Go take him out. Once you arrive, split your forces. You brought another friend with you. My journey has been a long one, but I've finally come home again. While much remains the same, something has changed how the Bekkos and Bekkos... Oh, monks and nuns? Something like that? I have gone under the journey of a holy woman, and they insist something changed about where I consider myself or not. Well, I have become wise. Old and wise. That's your capital. So you have to take this. Oh, that's Shadow Aldara, my eldest daughter. Which you look rather odd in Afghan armor. Or Arabic armor. Whoa, whoa, whoa. New wars, new wars. Okay, you guys are expanding too far. What war did you just win? We didn't intend to go beyond the Persian lands. But it ain't much, so withdraw. Turn around. You too. We got this front. You go to the other. We'll take care of this piece of business. Man's been signed. Right. Since we have the siege weapons, go to Vikramapura. Then head to... Yeah, we've expanded into Persian lands now. And I'm sure Syria isn't happy with, being bordered with them. As I look in fear at my almost empty coffers, my herald announces that 4 of my vassals have arrived. We come bearing gold, my liege, a donation to defeat our enemies, Sarkrat Nalud denounces. With me I bring the magnanimous Satrap Vazad, the elegant Argbad, and the dignified Argbad Benodu. We'll ask you lead us to victory. Gold, you say? Guard, seize all of it. It's a small price to pay for, added tyranny. Altering the deal. My vassal Satrap Hoya has a contract with me that's quite linear, exempting him from many of the obligations I would typically expect from one of my vassals. If I could get him consent to increase obligations, it would greatly benefit the realm in the long term. Yikes. Can't do that. I bet I could persuade him to accept these changes. I'll definitely go for that. So I'll persuade him. This should work. And his taxes, to me, will be increased. Because as we look at his feudal contract, it's high, and it's going to be even higher. I am altering the deal here. And you better pray to... You better pray to Brahma, the creator. Brahma, not of Hinduism. There's a different Brahma in Buddhism. That I don't alter it any further. In an effort to convince Satrap Poet to accept a more restricted contract, I sit down with him and explained all the reasons why we need to update it. He was reluctant at first, but after much discussion I got him to agree that it would be reasonable to make an alteration to his contract. I know exactly how to convince him. Yes, he pays that many taxes to me now. One would think, oh, just accept white peace already. But to me, I say no, because war reparation money. Because we Bactrians view fortune as prosperity. A claim on Motan. For months, Jetta, Dokorani Kashanzo Upadia has been digging up spurious contracts and fabricated histories. Now the Dokorani dares to act as if all amounts to a legitimate claim on the Marzapani to Motan. Does she have no shame? Yes, 79. It'll be a landmark if I get up to 80. No one rides it but me. Just for added prestige, to boost my ego a little. Now pay up! Begin the march to the Western Front. Still one with a bunch of camel riders, including some of mine. At least you're an organizer, because you get moving very fast. I was thinking about leading the troops myself, but I'm a bit too old to be fighting. I'll have your divided attention. See if I can live up to 82. If I become an architect at the very end of my life. If not, oh well. I've done all I can for this realm. Now it's time to make them pay. And we do mean payment. Head to Tadbiristan. You're not going to get away from us. I'm going to chase you down to the ends of the earth if we have to. You can run to the ends of the earth, you coward, but you never run far enough. I'll let him expire. Let's go deal with this boss. You stand there and get some supplies. Well, actually, you can assist us. You might be a Banebshen, but also you're an evil witch. The unprovoked anger expressed by my vassal Catalina comes as a surprise. She has been under a lot of stress lately, but to behave like this. Not even she struggles. It's calming. Following the death sentence of the lowly thief, I asked my ward Dilba what she thought. She claimed she learned a lesson about not reaching for more what one can handle. Oh, you're a guest now, so you live here. It's better to be for you to be temperate. We'll be coming in with siege weapons to Tabiristan. Now, come on, hurry up. Reinforcements are here. We're gonna get killed out here. So it's from the Emirate of Ray. They're the ones that started it. So begin your siege, while we'll take care of the rest. No, god dang it. You go up there to engage him. We stay here. Holy war for the satrapy of Nishpa. Can't we live in peace? They may bring some big-time allies. Oh, definitely, they're at the ready for this. Well, I better start making friends. Only that the children aren't controlled yet. Hey, that's my granddaughter. Oh, this one. No alliance? No alliance. What's the deal here? I mean, we can call for allies. Such as this insignificant force. Well, I mean, we can call them to defend for us, huh? And any little bit of help will be appreciated. Even if it's as far as Geneva. And can negotiate an alliance, which she lives here. Yeah, she runs an arc there. Every little bit helps. These guys are busy. But to me, Rajputana would be our best bet to have an ally. Either that or, whoa! Huh. Anything I could do for you because, well, yeah, there's that issue. So that's like, okay. Maybe you should look for alliance power. So how about my grandson, but... Okay, look again. This is my oldest. Tamara Raj. As long as they're not in a war, then I'll be alright. Karar Raj is pretty close, so maybe her. Even though she's got a bad trait, but we'll have that patrol breaking off. Matrilineal, no, no, no. Again, it's a patrol, which we may break it later. And as for the other grandson, what I need is a big-time kingdom. But unfortunately, those options are very limited. The best bet is the Tamaraj, but it's busy. From Andhra, but busy. We already got Multan, that's our vassal. Unfortunately, we're out of options. Who's the successor? Oh, this area's gonna go Buddhist too. Hey, because, you know, if we can get you, you know, betrothed, and then, I mean, it says that you are the heir to Rajputana. If we can get those two together, and then subsequently spread our dynasty into Rajputana, which is accepting, because of promising prospects and desirable match. Yeah. We gotta get rid of the old man. But the problem is, his intrigue is very good, but it could be improved upon. So try again. There's some agents that are willing. Whatever you can. Every little bit helps. And then we'll subsequently... Oh god, you're not going to contribute much. I married you because of your learning skill. But every little bit helps. Because we need to get him out of the way. Then once he dies, she takes over. And then we have an alliance with Rajputana. And then, so it was started by you, Lot. Fortunately, there isn't much of that country where we can take over and definitely beat you, so... New front to transfer. We got this taken care of. We gotta go up here now. In fact, I'll take command. I can get the troops moving a bit faster. There's only two counties, Gurgan and Dihistan. When those two go down, then the war's over. This is what I mean by defending Buddhism with every single man and woman. There we go. Wait a year's time, then we have a permanent alliance with Rajputana. And that's the one betrothal that I will not break. It seems the remnants of the Byzantine Empire hasn't gone away. But we're about to defeat them. So this is my last war, as I'm 80 years old. And, we have your heir. it away from us. Our first female recruit. Despite the fact what Islam tells you, but here in this country, it's a new set of rules. If you feel that you got the skill, join the Bactrian army. Salute to the homeland. Oh, they're shipping on over here. In fact, attack them. Because, you know, when they're recently disembarked, they're at a disadvantage. And a big one at that. Right, the one with all the Asarans. And lose a bit of stress because another one of my rivals is dead. Probably win. While we take over these two and the war should be over very fast. And also other subsequent rewards. Since I started my search, reports are coming in from all over Rome of people spotted a flighty white hart. To sift through the accounts and sort fact from fiction is a huge task, if only reports were more reliable. I can do it! I must! So don't you worry. Because after when I command the troops, I must go hunting. Just 34 days. We got him. Now pay up. Because I spent a great deal of money. $95. Pay up. Open up your purses. Don't let them get away. We got this area taken. I'll be back in a moment. I'm going hunting, which will be hold mystical communion. Well, let's do that first. Gain 300 lifestyle learning experience. Learning lifestyle. Divine guidance for 5 years. So less stress gain, but more stress loss. Alright. I begin in peace. Again, temporarily taking myself off of command. Because as I stated before, I'm too old for this sort of thing. Commune with Siddhartha. Gain 300 and divine guidance for 5 years. We got you surrounded. You will regret coming here. Defeated the army and took your territory. Now it's time for you to pay. And don't bother us again. And I think it's appropriate that we should found a holy order because due to our expanding empire under the Buddhist faith, even though we are not a crusading faith by any stretch of the imagination, but yet there are more dangers to come, as we will be dealing with all kinds of threats. So there can never be too many wars dedicated to defending the true faith. I will honor the Prana Atma by giving those who serve a home in arms. A Buddhist holy order to defend our empire. Now, where our headquarters should be, it should be up here, because of the close proximity I mean, after all, it's the center of trade. So. Let me see. I mean, it can't be anywhere near there, but that's for me controlling the personal domain. Oh, I have to select it on. Vihara is a temple. Haga is a city. So I'm thinking here because that's, you know, because of the geographical location. So Rabat, I'll give. That will be the area, to be the headquarters of a Buddhist holy order, to help defend our country from malefactors. With your support, Grand Mistress Nazak has founded the Chosen of Ashoka, named after Ashoka the Great, the great Indian ruler of the Mauryan Empire, who was a great patron to the Buddhist faith, to which he had converted after the Kalinga War, after he realized what he has done for the destruction and death he has caused, and more. And since he found a conscience, that was a fly, he renounced violence and became a Buddhist and all that. Very fascinating life of him. We can borrow gold from them if we want to, but again, she's an Afghan, ready to serve our country. She's an order member, may not inherit titles and may not marry, as she's 27. She's a desert warrior and a brilliant strategist. And she likes to be an overseer on what we know about the Grand Mistress. As we said, we encourage men and women to defend Bactria. Now, this is going to be my last ever hunt. So yes, we border with Byzantium, and we border with Syria, which they could attack us next with their large numbers. But there are ways to keep them away from attacking us, and that is, well, ally with them. But the problem is, we ain't got no more, Grant will not accept. Oh yeah, the Catholics view us as evil. Matter of fact, all Christians view us as evil. We're going to be dealing with that for a while. Third Lahore Division War for the Khana of Lahore. You would think a creature from myth, perhaps a god disguised in animal form, it was the largest I'd ever seen. Even after the beast was wounded, the exercised half a day. It is still an opposing sight lying before me. This won't fetch a fine price. No, thank you. We've allied with you. For now. Yeah, you can do Subjugation War once in a lifetime. When my son takes over, Makran is next, because it's Buddhist. Yeah, anything else? That's all you got? My agents scheduled a journey for Maharaja Kanvapal, which will take him through dark woods. All that is missing is a band of thugs that, well, tragically set on a highway robbery gone wrong. I can already imagine blood seeping into the dark soil. Yeah, the woods can be such a dangerous place. He's left this world sent off by a bandit's blade. As the travel party stopped to camp for the evening, bandits poured out from among the trees, calling for blood and gold. The soldiers fought back, but thankfully it was not enough. Maharaja Kanvapal was tragically slain in the melee. Bandits are now hunted by all, and no one suspects my involvement. Ha! Perhaps commoners are not so useless after all. Now we have an alliance with Rajputana, and I'll be happy to back them up. Because they're going to be, helping us for our defense of this great nation. And we'll be putting our dynasty over there as well. And children to run Rajputana. This is why we should increase our military spending for the defense of this nation. Minting new coinage. It is my right and responsibility to determine what coinage is to be used throughout all of Sind, or Bactria if you will. The choices I will make will determine how the coinage, and by extension my realm, is seen throughout the world. Well, I'm about to be there. Debase the coinage with inexpensive nickel. Oh boy. I'll gain a bit of a stewardship lifestyle experience and stress. The possible outcome is I save a fortune on minting the debased coins, so every county is going to have that. And gain 300 is going to be... But the other chance of that is they'll realize how cheap the coins are. I save a fortune on minting the debased coins. Let the levies recover, damn it. And the chosen of Ashoka has camel riders. Camels. Afghan culture. And our original holy warriors of the Catholic faith are almost all gone. You know what? More camels. And I need another men-at-arms regiment. So again, we do not intend to expand westward. But for the sake of the defense of the nation against potential enemies, what's good against armored footmen? Horse archers against heavy infantry. Okay, skirmishers are good against heavy infantry, but there ain't no forest here. Horse archers will do all right, since most of the land is in the drylands. So horse archers it is. Iranian horse archers. So we'll increase it to 500, and that's it. For the spending. Wars of defense will be expensive. And this may also increase our quality of the army, or at least similar strengths, where I guess it will always be similar to ours. Keep my horse alive. I want the horse to be with me till the very end. And I'll go work off some stress. Just to get rid of it. So yes, we are neighbors with the Byzantine Empire. My best friend is dead. He was my spy master. The most able of all. Another council meeting, another conflict. Stuart Alfonso and Rajpurohit Mizgin are arguing violently about the religious minorities issue. As a Banebshen, I could silence them with a single word. But I have a better idea. My diplomatic pursuits have given me insight on how to handle situations like this to please everyone. I'll find a compromise that makes everyone happy. I arrange a good compromise. There we go. Respect. And Alfonso is a renowned physician. Because, you know, he was our combat medic. You know, he knows a lot about this sort of thing. Of course, their vassals will keep on expanding no matter what. It's going to take a while before he gets into holy wars against us. If the Byzantine Empire ever attacks us, we will defend to the death. Go ahead. Never want to be exposed as a murderer. And now I'm finally the architect. More stewardship and less building time and cost, as well as for the holdings. "16 days. Because Balkh will be our new capital. I will not change the focus. I'll keep it up with the wealth. Because of the monthly income. And if I do manage to live a couple more years, then maybe just go for this path. Just simply for the heck of it. But in actuality, I will pass soon. Slow down, guys. You're expanding like crazy. Makran claim on the Villa Ne. Well, it's our first war with them. Well, let's give them a real test to it. How much money will we get out of them when we beat them up? Oh, that's a lot! Yeah, we're definitely gonna go for it. Go on the offensive. Split up into many army groups. We don't need mercenaries anymore. Alright, your mission. Head to the capital. You'll be taking bust. The cavalry shall go to the desert and chase the enemy down. While we will be, assisting them as well. Let's do it. Oh, that reminds me. Also, switch that back. We're about to reach this in 7 months. You already did your intrigue business when we took care of them. Every time when we inherit new wars, there's going to be more trouble than it's worth. You know, callous is bad in Buddhism. But as for you, it's fine. You're a Catholic, and I'm not going to judge you for that. Have I seen you before? There's the Duke himself. Get him. He was here earlier. Hopefully capture him. Nope. What have you done, Will? Thankfully, that fort level is terrible. But we're going to be running out of money because, as we said, wars are expensive. Unless you want to ransom some prisoners. Capture their heir. Payday. You will be part of our empire next time. You will serve under us one day. Ari Buddhism is really catching on in Makran. Yeah, allied with Syria. Bogomilist Greeks formed their own realm. We have trebuchets now. Okay, what's the closest to being done? It's gonna be advanced bowmaking then. Because we need one more and then we will enter into late medieval. For us Afghans. Even though I'm living longer than I really should be. But I'm ready to pass in peace. And for our military to continue to build up. How much is trebuchets compared to, my goodness, a little bit more expensive. Once we reach 1,000, we will get rid of the mangonels and replace them with trebuchets. Yipe. Also, no, it's alright. There's plenty of years. That's something for my successor to take care of. Palmyri claim for Skardu. Again, strange summer of ours. As long as we're on par with them, we'll be fine. Also, what war? That's the Landa Raj. And you are attacking them for Skardu. Not interested. Sorry. Okay, now we can get rid of these two. And replace them with trebuchets. 2 regiments worth of those. Okay, this is 5. This is 5, and that's all we can spend for now until... let's raise up a little bit more money. Again, can't do anything to them. But we are increasing the defenses of our future capital. At least it adds up a little bit to the development growth. Not interested at this time. Needs no other trainer than me. Look at that, more development growth. Larger trade caravans need a place to stay so their animals can rest. The caravans that arrive provide the space they need. There's also an extra place to tax their goods. That one I will not turn down. I'll just wait until you reach at least close to 1,000 gold, then we'll increase the size of the trebuchets back to at similar strength. The Maharani needs help. Yes, we will enter this war because Rajputana is our ally, and we need them to help us out on the defense from against forces like Gurgan, Syria, and Byzantine Empire. So this one will intervene for once. Even though we're not even quite ready for war. But it's coming from 2 ways. Can only join one war at a time. Standard procedure. Two armies will go down to 2 fronts. Okay, I got it. This force will be Southern force. You will be heading this way to particular, while the other ones will go this way to Delhi. So yes, now we interfere in Indian affairs. We'll probably win. Liberty War, yes, that too. You are under a lot of trouble, little girl. But remember, we can't be in stand 2 forever. The Maharaj. That's who we're after. Well, It was bound to happen. Oh, Banebshen Aldara of Sin / Bactria has transcended her material form at the age of 83 years of age. She died of old age. One of the best fighters of her age, she was unrivaled in hand-to-hand combat. She was the founder of House Aldarid. She was the cultural head of the Afghans, which she became a great patron to the Afghan culture. And she was dreaded. Her level of fame was a living legend, and level of devotion was a religious icon. And she was a gallant strategist who is also an architect, which she was fortunate to become that later in her life. And she's fought in 49 different wars, 22 offensive, 26 defensive, and 1 crusade, which she was unwilling to participate. So now it's Shah Alfonso of Sin at 49, which he doesn't have a lot of years ahead of him, but still. As he ascends to the throne, courageous and willing to rush into action, many hope that Alfonso's bravery will not see the realm fall into reckless ruin. As we all know that Fernanda was the last known ruler of Hispania before it's her story with Aldara. Now it's Alfonso's turn. He gets everything. It's endorsed, but unfortunately everything is a lot expensive. But we are missing quite a bit of money, which we may or may not withdraw from this war. But our military strength is still there. Need a new steward? This shall do. Hope you don't cause too much trouble here. We know there's plenty of Muslims in this realm. No wife. Yeah, it did take medicine focus for Alfonso. After all, he was a combat medic. Under concubine limit. And I inherited the mother's claims, including Hispania itself. Which why on earth would I want to go back to the Empire? Where so we can form our own. What else did Alfonso work on? Oh, and by the way, failed to notice that the Dynasty unlocked another legacy, which I believe that was earning respect. So now, all of the lifestyles that we work on are improved upon. So, well, that's up to, you know, the Dynasty head. Again, you're good with just about anything. But now as for Alfonso, we know he did a lot of misfocus, and that's exactly what I had thought in mind. More cultural fascination. And knowing that we have a lot of foreigners in the realm, so I think it would be better to go this route. More development growth, yes. So scholarship focus from then on out. We're okay with everything. Go for it. The Satrap created the finished faction against me. Hey! first month in, so give it time. Just wait a month. And if they want Punjab badly, I'll give it to them. It's not part of the Bactrian Empire. They're one of the allies. Well, who's the one that started it? Her. Head over there, now. Oh, we defeated both of them in simultaneous battles. And this is along with the Liberty War. Let's take their capitals so we can go home and make some money again. So do we still have our alliance? Don't take too long because there are other forces that could threaten us out there. Split up. This way. Let's go. Farmlands. Alright. We'll stay together then. After them. Cavalry, move out. Converted from Hindustani to Punjabi. There you go. Took a while to register, had to look it up. We need to start making money again so we can move it to Balkh, which will be our newest capital, but we have to be at peace. And since I'm not leading troops at the moment, embrace celibacy. Just has more piety. Just a bit. Was a sinner. You know, all these wars are preventing us to getting what we want. Continue to chase him down. Don't let him get away. We're gonna get him. Yeah, that's the main army we want to go after. Had to chase you all the way down to Gujarat for that. Hired a lot of mercenaries for this. No siege weapons. I thought you had siege weapons. May lose. Hold back. Get back over here. I could have sworn we had more trebuchets. You idiot, that's the combined one. It's just we never found the time and money to increase it further. But there's some loot in there, which will be good for us. %, and we'll deal with the Liberty faction soon enough. right next door. Hold on. Here's an idea. Right, who's the besiegers? Because I kind of need to station besiegers, but... we'll probably lose. I'll wait for the other force to get here. Just a moment. Okay, new task. Send these trebuchets to the other front. They're gonna need it. Well, we go on the attack. Chances are even, but I like my chances. And if we lose this battle, then we're gonna send another force to defeat him after. I'm gonna go in after him. Looks a bit even. I'll try and improve the learning. Yeah, we got a more advantage now. It's all about dice rolls at this point. Thanks to my recent knowledge, I was able to fill some of the gaps in his education. Callback's request was exactly the motivation to help my son to unlock his untapped potential. Proud of his accomplishment. We're gonna have to break the control of that because that has no use to us. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, you are craven. So is he. But not him. We'll deal with this future succession some other time. How about with that? %, now. Now let's live in peace. There's a lot of prisoners we all have to ransom. And I was the former court physician. So anyone here is good at it? Well, there's my sister in Stewart, but she's 60, so... Might leave the court? I got something better for you. Stick around. You might prove some use to us. Even though you're poor, which is only a matter of time. Just give me all that money. All of it. Now we move our capital to Balkh. This is a very well fortified place to be, so I feel a lot comfortable to be here. Don't go to no pilgrimage. And the rest of them are just for hooks. Such as this hive. Buriats. Huh. And some have been in prison all their life. My goodness! Or at least you just this once. You've been in prison the entire life. And so is this person, and that too. Man, they forgot what life is like on the outside. I feel bad for them. As a Buddhist, I feel bad for them. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't do that. They can all just be wandering around. You don't need to be here anymore. I cannot believe there were prisoners who've been here all their lives in house arrest that don't know what the outside world is like. Yeah, I'm very guilty of that. 8 gold is needed. But wait till you reach 1,000. It'll be 5 years' time. And then we'll enter into the late medieval era. So now, for generations, Bactrian kings dominated the crossroad of civilizations. It is time to take up their mantle. Let word spread to the caravanserai who the oasis that here, under the 4 corners of the sky, it is we who rule. As Balkh has become Buddhist, so we checked all the boxes, but just wait until at the beginning of next year, basically. Yes, we dress up like the peoples here. We adopt their customs and costume. Two more months. A lot of infighting. Meanwhile, Byzantium is joining up their allies' wars. Which their strength is similar to ours, but we'll see how similar when we utilize our full strength. Just wait for it. Shall be on the 1st of April, in the middle of spring. If only it was on Nuruz. So, we have to be open-minded. So that way, foreigners that live here don't, the natives around there, like the Tajiks and the Sogdians, will view us a bit more positively. And perhaps become a theologian as well. I don't know if I want to be scholar all the way. I mean, it's good for development growth. So probably what I would like to do is just get these two, and then probably put my focus and take this route all the way. Which I'm going to be a pious man throughout. I got a long life ahead of me. So I do have what it takes. So now, as we say that the Empire of Bactria is created, but we know that Aldara was the real founder of the empire that she helped create, even though it wasn't an empire by name, but you get the idea. So it's now time to claim the lands of old. The heritage is old. It's not merely a powerful symbol, but a guiding force in its own right. They once were the disparate peoples of this land will be united and under the banner of Bactria, my banner. With the thundering hooves and marching feet, all who will travel between east and west will know, it's easy for me to say, that we rule under the open sky. We carry the strength of many peoples, and here in Balkh, much of the trade across Old Bactria is funneled through here, and the royal toll ensures that every trade pays their dues here, so less building construction time and building cost, and a bit more development growth. So Bactria is truly reborn. The Hispano-Bactrian Empire. But the Hispano part, however, is when we reintroduce the rest of the Astur-Leonese culture into the empire. And I'm sure that'll make our ancestors not so happy about this, as they are allied with Italia. Although they are superior to ours, but we're not afraid of them. You got no money? And who's your heir? Oh boy. A damn good fighter. And a well-learned man. Surprised that you still have a line of geniuses like we do. So, there you have it. Shah, King of Kings. And this is my French wife, Sif, who is the Banebshen, the Queen of Queens. We've accomplished our mission. We've accomplished the single most major goal of this series. Yes. We did it. Now, as our strength continues to increase bit by bit, then perhaps we shall expand by subjugating Makran, which they will remain Astur-Leonese. Their strength's inferior, we could take them on easily. We fought them before. Would you look at him? With 40 learning, he's a scholar, he's a theologian. You're probably the world's smartest man right now. We would love to have you as our vassal. Oh, and here's another thing we didn't know much about him. He's heterosexual. Okay, good. And as for him, same. So he's craving a soir, but that means he'll be more careful when he, you know. Bakar claimed that's my vassal. Can't do anything about that. And because of this, you've created the Kabulistan Shadam. Pashengad Kashadam. Alright, I'm okay with that. I was going to create that for you. But what of the place we once governed? It's still going to be a valuable duchy building, and it's home to the few Astur-Leonese settlers that came here. '22 development. A bit of that's from the royal tolls. Man, how much more can we spend for more development growth, more taxes? all that. Okay, that's as far as we can go for date groves. With more land being suitable for plantations, date groves are being cultivated. The sweet dates last for a long time and are valuable good for traders. That's what I want to see. More development. And I want this done quickly. Every 16 months. Going to be quite a bit of development growth. And as for you, what can I do with you? What's your original education? Ah yes, learning. Well, since we're good at just about anything, stick with patronage. I need your help with that. Because we are trying to get to this as fast as we can. I'm ready to make another subjugation war. Alright. We'll get there in no time. Who asks? You? Really? What happens if I decline? Oh yeah, that doesn't cost fame, that's the line. We'll get you soon enough. Well, in that case, we should save up some money and go on a pilgrimage. Get used to seeing this color, gentlemen. We went from, ladies and gentlemen, we went that color from almost similar to Hispania, the orange-like color, saffron-like color, into Bactrian blue. Now listen here. I'm gonna get you married when you turn 30, alright? But it's entirely possible in this empire of Bactria, and that includes Sind and Punjab. Almost similar to, you know, the Greco-Bactrian kingdom of past. Brilliant strategist, famous champion, reckless. Look at you, son. Halt! Jangladash is at it again. You idiots don't know when to quit, do you? You want this separated part of the county? It's funny that your dynasty name is Malecha, which means foreigner. I was getting ready to go on a pilgrimage. That's what I was saving up my money for. There we go, siege weapons are split. It should be. Okay. Head here. Hunt down the enemy. Don't we have an organizer around here? No, not really. And I'm not a military man by any stretch of the imagination. But still. We're helping him out with this siege. There's the Raja himself. Good. We got him. Pay up, because I'm going to need that money to go on a pilgrimage. Right. Pilgrimage time. Well, since we move our capital there, now it's considered very long of getting there. And this is possibly going to be my first and only pilgrimage. But then again, I might live up to my 80s, just like my mother, because of the medicine focus and whatnot. Think! Mother wanted to go see to the place where the Buddha first became enlightened. She went to the birthplace of the Buddha. Now we should go to the temples in Gaia, where he became enlightened first time. So my destination lies far from home, but in service to Nirvana, even my own realm must wait. It is time to depart. Three emperors, 7 kings, 7 dukes, 6 counts. There ain't nothing wrong with adultery. My niece was slain in combat. Passing by the campfire, one of my fellow travelers was telling a story she once heard about some Shah and Shah. The rose laughed there. They all fall silent when I approach, except for the storyteller. Ah, don't worry, my lord, you're nothing like this crone story. It's about the Shah and Shah in some faraway place called Bactria. Again, we have a lot of foreign cultures here, so perhaps it is time that I found others to travel with. Wouldn't worry too much about stress. Yeah, while we have this active, we can build this faster. For every week that passes, my fellowship grows ever smaller. Some have gone as far as they can before the need to return home overtakes them. Others have met with less fortunate ends. Most worrying the fact is that my group of personal guards is thinning out at an alarming rate, and that fact alone shows what a treacherous journey this journey could be. All I need is the protection of the samsara. Beautiful Bactria, crowned with flags. I am finally here, body and soul, at the great temple of Gaia. As the Beck offers their blessings, I reflect on everything that happened to me for the samsara to bring me here at this moment of time. A whole lot of walking, because I'm cynical. So I'm likely to be a wise man here. You became a pilgrim and a wise man. More learning is fine. And my wife's getting old and old. So I fear that we may not have more children, but for me, this boy here, who is a very nice person, is going to be, the breadwinner. But I cannot, ask to disinherit and whatnot because I'm not the Dynasty head. No, there are ways of solving it. Of course, the answer is not murder, because I'm not sadistic, and imprisoning and later executing would be bad for kinslaying. They're both evenly skilled in the prowess. But unfortunately, he's not as smart as, Actually, both of you are neither that smart. The one who doesn't want to get his hands dirty is the smartest one. You are the military man. There are ways of solving. Anyways, we'll end this episode very soon. At least, for the most part, we were able to get the vassals together. Vassals of various cultures. Just to tell them that, hey, it ain't that bad. And I may introduce some concubines very soon if I want to get more prestige. Which we may do just that. Let's hold a mystical communion. My communions of the divine have been different lately. No longer do they make me feel ecstatic, but instead weak. Today I cannot muster the strength to rise from the bed. Servants, help! Got divine guidance, but do not worry, I'm a man who knows a lot about medicine. Excellent work. That's exactly what I told you. Yes, this treatment works. Different faith opinion plus 15, that's good. Either that or more increased development and count efficiency. Because, you know, I care about development. Especially in the old Balkh. So either that or this. But I'm not looking to convert any faith. If I had a lot of piety and a lot of time, maybe I would even create a new Buddhist sect. Just to reflect on the realities of what's going on here. You know, during the late Mother's reign, when those people of different faiths kept attacking us. You know what? Neither. Start working this route. And check the factions for any populist uprisings, which seems unlikely at this point. Because this faith of Buddhism is winning the hearts and minds of many. So, and as a reminder, which will happen in the next episode, after we get this, let me see. Give a few lessons. Because we're trying to increase development here, which we did. But I want to see more development here. Because as we remind you one more time. It's like, it may not be as prosperous as the Indian lands, but damn it, we're going to rival it one day. And perhaps rival Baghdad, Constantinople, Rome, and even our ancestral home in Cordoba. Holy war for the merit of Ray. These guys are at it again. Started 13 months ago. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will close the episode with that. We will deal with this lot, which will no doubt get us a lot of money, as we will continue the building of development here in Balkh, which is now the most fortified area in the world, which is to protect our trade interests. And it'll be more defended, and the lands around it will be more prosperous. And since this is a holy war, we can definitely make use for the chosen of Ashoka for the first time. So we'll see what happens in this defense of the expanding Bactrian Empire, the Hispano-Bactrian Empire, because, well, we're about to expand into areas that is considered, you know, the old Hispanic. Because of its holder and their descendants from then on. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, so long for now, and we wish you peace in prosperous, rich Bactria.